Today I want to talk about 4 tips that I would suggest when rehearsing with dep or sub band members. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, my name is Travis Mark. I'm the host of the Musician's Mentor podcast and now this Musician's Mentor YouTube channel. Please do me a favor while you are here, hit that subscribe button and feel free to get involved. Today I'd like to talk about 4 tips when rehearsing with dep or sub members for your band or project. I've made other videos about getting the most out of your rehearsals before, but this one is specifically if you find yourself in a situation where you've suddenly got to change a couple band members for an upcoming show or for a one-off gig that maybe your usual band members aren't available for. So let's get straight into it. At number 1, and this is probably the most obvious, but determine your set list and send that set with the material to the new players as quick as possible. Now again, this luxury doesn't always exist. Sometimes these situations happen quite last minute. But if you can send material for people to at least listen to and get a feel for in terms of arrangements and overall genre, you'll probably be in a much better standing with that player. Most times these subs or deps are going to come from referrals or be people you actually know. So usually there'll be a sense of trust amongst the musicians, but always send the material as quick as possible. At number 2, and this sometimes gets overlooked because often people don't want to assume the lead position. But when a rehearsal does get decided upon, pick a member of the set group to be a musical director. Now we don't need actual titles here, but for purpose of example, having someone like a musical director who's able to run that rehearsal as efficiently as possible makes a lot of sense and saves a lot of time. Some of the key things that this individual can do is have a set agenda of what it is you're trying to achieve during this rehearsal. Isolate time to cover hard musical parts that are signature and have to be in songs. And also maybe simplify things that aren't signature parts that maybe you could just get through in a hurry. The goal, 99% of the time when using a dep or sub player, is usually a short-term thing, and you probably find you just need to get through a particular gig. Which leads me to point 3, which is while you should still strive for greatness, even though you are using members that aren't usually part of your project, be willing to possibly simplify some of the material, especially if things aren't signature parts that people know the group or band for. You're not taking the easy way out, you're simply trying to get through a gig. Yes, you still want it to be good and you still want it to be great. I'm not denying any of that. I'm just saying certain intricacies might not be necessary. Worrying about the fact that maybe you end on the 1 and versus the 1, especially if people don't know the material that well and it's a last minute kind of thing, except that it's going to end on the 1. Segues can be maybe adjusted. You might need to give each other as musicians a lot more signals on these types of gigs, but it is still doable. And lastly, at point number 4, and I'm sure this one isn't going to sound that friendly, but try and keep socializing to a dedicated break time or save it for after the rehearsal. If time is against you, talk when it's time to talk. You don't need to catch up on everything. I'm not saying be unsocial, but you don't need to socialize during rehearsal time. I've said before, often you're paying for rehearsal space or you're using somebody's place of residence. And if that's the case, you don't want to take more time than you need. Socialize afterwards. For now, it's about getting the job done. I hope those help. If they do, please do hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.